D-class subjects no longer authorised for testing. Testing focus has been shifted to data collection after analysing the articles brought back from the previous 3 tests to better understand the fate of the world accessed by SCP-093 and determine if safeguards or practices are required for our own world. Analysis of the brown fluid on the clothing of the lost escort team member has been filed with other recovered articles. Dr. has volunteered for this test as out of the possible candidates he was able to cause SCP-093 to undergo a new colour change. There is no evidence in Dr. background of any illegal or criminal behaviour, nor of any psychological problems. When presented to the mirror, the view changed to that of a cubicle office environment. For this test, Dr. opted to use the wireless video system and forego the pulley return system, stating he was confident he would be safe as none of the torso creatures have been witnessed within a building where the mirror's destination showed. Video feed commences after Dr. has crossed into the mirror. As with prior test, SCP-093's current colour, yellow, tinges all video material. Camera flickers to life and pans across a series of plain white cubicle constructs. Approximately 30 are visible. At the far end, from the point of entry, is an office module built into the wall with frosted glass walls and a glass door. Dr. approaches this door and investigates the etched writing on it. Senior Manager, Stanley Malamitz. The door is unlocked. Dr. enters the office and examines the desk. A coffee cup is on the desk, a dark brown stain covering half of the inside as the liquid evaporated. There is a donut on a plate which Dr. picks up and lobs at the wall. On impact it thumps like a rock and falls. A file cabinet in the corner of the room draws Dr. attention, and he goes through each shelf one at a time, stopping in the second drawer and taking out a file, then going back to the first and taking out 2 others. Continuing to the third and fourth drawers, he withdraws 4 additional files and spreads them all out on the desk. The files are blue filing folders, and he points with his finger and camera at the symbol of each of praying hands, stating aloud for the camera that all the other files are stored in yellow folders. The blue folders are placed in his field kit. Camera attention is turned to the PC on the desk that is logged in and functional. Dr. comments aloud, wondering where the devices are getting their power from, as he has noticed no power outlets. This PC's desktop contains the logo of Faithful OS and even has sounds. Clicks on the mouse followed by soft hymn-like hums, an opening of icons followed by angelic bell. The PC fails to yield any useful information to Dr. who abandons it and leaves the office. Approaching the other end of the office floor, Dr. presses a button on the wall for the elevator and enters, finding he is on the 34th floor of a building having an unusual number scheme. The keypad layout goes from -115 to 115 and includes all floors. Before pressing a floor button, Dr. requests that the wireless video transponder be moved to the elevator and replaced with a construction cone to mark the entry point. A second transponder unit is placed outside the elevator, and Control is instructed to recover the second unit and seal the chamber should anything happen to him. Then when all is arranged, he presses the button for floor -115. The descent down the elevator is long, consuming 15 minutes. During this time, the camera experiences one malfunction where the image jerks and turns to snow, restoring to show 14 other figures in the elevator with Dr. As the video pans around, all of whom move as he moves to allow him space. They remain for 35 seconds, and then the camera flickers to snow and returns. Doctor is now alone in the elevator, dancing as is assumed by the ducks and sways of the video feed. Doctor pauses to comment on a rising stench coming from below. At this point, the elevator has reached floor -108. Doctor presses -110 to interrupt the descent down and exits when that floor is reached. The elevator doors open to an enclosed observation deck with several PCs and chairs. All PCs appear to have power. The ceiling to this deck is also glass, and above it another deck is visible. Doctor approaches the monitoring stations and checks one of the PC screens. On the screen is the fateful OS logo and a video feed toggling between 4 different views. The first view is a room of tubes similar to those found in the test violet, which number in the thousands. The second view is a closer up view of these tubes as a camera glides in front of each to monitor the contents. All tubes the camera passes by are broken. The third view is facing the opposite direction as the camera glides vertically, checking each observation station. A total of 10 can be counted, and Doctor is visible as the camera passes by his own station. Looking up, a hovering camera unit with no visible means of propulsion glides past him. The fourth view shows the ground floor below the observation deck, where a single astonishingly large torso being is crawling in circles, bumping into walls and changing directions. From the camera feed, the creature's estimated size is 6 stories. Returning attention to the contents of the PC, Doctor moves the video log aside to see a simple text editor that was hidden behind it. A printout of this text was recovered and filed in the field kit. The printout directed Doctor to a safe on floor 54 and provided a combination. Doctor leaves the observation deck and proceeds to 54 without event, arriving on a cubicled office floor. He proceeds to the desk mentioned in the document and found a safe hidden beneath the desk, undisturbed. The combination provided opens the safe and reveals a notebook, filed in the field kit, and a peculiar revolver that has been returned as in addition to the 24 rounds of ammo found with it. Doctor proceeds back to the elevator without event and returns to 34. Given the sheer number of floors available to explore and the vital information obtained from the observation deck, the test is considered over and the equipment is retrieved. Before returning through the entry point, Doctor investigates a terminal nearby that has power and finds it shows the exact same screen as the one on -110 shows. It is theorized that the author of the note installed a network virus to propagate it through the building so any PC on that network would be found and the information discovered. Doctor returns through the entry point and the mirror returns to a reflective surface. All materials filed with other SCP-093 recovered materials. Analysis of and the ammunition for it is postponed for reason that would require deconstruction of one of the rounds, and they may be beneficial until testing of SCP-093 is resolved. Video ends. The next test is classified as the red test.